In my case, I woke up in a hospital with my memory lost. They told me I had a traumatic brain injury.
I have to learn how to talk again.
I went to get out of the bathtub. I fell back, hit my head, and then I fell 3 more times upstairs. Once with my face in the toilet, I fell downstairs, and then I realized something was wrong.
It was in the back of my neck here on the right side, and I felt it go up and.
I thought my leg had went to sleep. So I says, I'm going to try to stand up again. And I tried to stand up, and then I found out my arm was paralyzed. And so I don't know where it came from, just out of the blue. I said, I think I've had a stroke.
Neurological events are not one size fits all.
The doctor was talking with me, and right there, I had a stroke right there in front of him.
So I had a brain tumor in 2000. And as part of the treatment of that, they did a big surgery and then some other surgeries. And I had a stroke during one of the surgeries.
I've had a number of chemical brain injuries since, with chemotherapy and targeted radiation to the brain.
I hit my arm against the doorway. I'm on blood thinners because I bleed quite well when I have a laceration. And the blood marks still on the wall in my house. I left it there for a reminder.
Apparently, I was walking across one of the bridges, and 2 people attacked me. And according to what I read, they kicked me in the head. But I don't remember anything. I don't remember it at all.
When I smile, only one side will go up. Sometimes I just don't smile.
People will swear that I did this or I did that, and I was with them for this occasion or that, and I have just no recollection.
I have long-term memory, but my short-term memory is affected.
It's like you can't remember yesterday.
Lift one foot up, and it's like all of a sudden you have no sense of balance.
Try to grab onto something stable as the whole world is tumbling around you.
My speech was very garbled and not intelligent at all.
So what does it feel like when you try to find a word? You're trying to communicate, say, over the phone with me, and you can't come up with the word.
Well, I try to figure out another way to say it.
Eventually, the disabilities get to you mentally because it becomes sort of discouraged because nothing's getting any better. You're always trying to do something that just doesn't happen.
Your brain needs to learn again. And I was a very active person.
I had very muscular legs and was a roller skater and, very active physically.
I never had anything happen to me. I never got the flu or anything. So it's just like I wanted to ride in the ambulance, but not like this.
I served in the Naval Air Force, stationed in San Diego. I was an air crewman and flew in an anti-submarine airplane.
There are military personnel, there are football players, there are soccer players, there are domestic violence survivors.
I had a very active tax practice. I'm a CPA.
I used to be a heavy equipment operator. I used to have my own t-shirt shop.
How do you tell people that you've had a stroke? Or do you not tell them? Because as soon as you tell them, they can write you off. They think, okay, that's the end. You're going to be out of the picture in this world for pretty soon, so we might as well not bother you. Okay, I had a CVA. And they go, what's that? And you say stroke, and then they go, oh, you know, they don't want to carry on the conversation after that.
When I'm in my wheelchair, I immediately become invisible.
Sometimes my face shows intensity of effort, which can be misinterpreted. And sometimes I don't have facial expression, and that can also be interpreted, not necessarily in a beneficial way.
I wish people wouldn't think I'm stupid just because I can't think of a word or get this thought out.
I was in pretty rough shape when I started with the Stroke Center.
I became sedentary and I was doing the wrong things. I wasn't exercising nearly enough. I wasn't stretching nearly enough.
Yeah, I should have done a lot of things that I could have done, but I didn't know. Nobody really told me anything. And I like to know what's going on.
When I was in the hospital when I first came, I realized that the nurses, the aides there, they have no idea what a stroke person goes through.
What I didn't know was that I had to be my own advocate, and which is can be kind of difficult when you're first going through something like that.
I think the best experience for me is coming to the Stroke Center and finding so many people who have the same condition that I do.
Yeah, that's true for me too.
The benefits, just the different classes that they offer at the Stroke Center, mobility, the computer lab, bocce. I really like bocce ball, you know.
I think the biggest benefit of the Stroke and Learning Center at Cabrillo is that is the camaraderie, it's the people. It's all about the people.
When you talk to somebody and they say, I know what you're talking about, and you really know that they know what you're talking about because they've been down the same road.
The Stroke Center has helped me in our healing. I feel like he needs the connection away from just being here at home alone with me. When I first arrived at the Stroke Center, I was extremely anxious. I decided not to leave. Over time, I felt so comfortable that eventually I started getting in my car and running errands. I needed to just feel that there was going to be a place for Joaquin that he could go to, that he was going to feel welcome, that I could leave him for a few hours and he was going to be fine.
You're getting away from the medical. I mean, the medical is great, but you're not a patient all the time. You know, you're a student.
I didn't really know anything had actually happened. And then I slowly came back to, getting able to talk again, and then getting my body back.
And you can see people progress. Some people from a wheelchair go into a walker, into, a cane, and then just walking.
I'm not a has-been.
I'm more than somebody in a wheelchair.
You have to keep trying to do things, and eventually you can do them better than you did before.
Reach out to other people to help you, because you can get better.
Don't give up.